Hey, this is Chief. Watch me cook.
So this one's easy. It's one of my favorites. If you're like me and you're eating consciously, I would say, then these right here are your best friend. I've been on kind of like an alkaline, not very strict. Well, it is kind of strict. Um, an alkaline diet, I would say, where I do my best to consume as many alkaline foods throughout the day as I possibly can. Dates are a huge staple of that. One of my favorite sweets or fruits, they call them palm tree candy. These are Medjool dates. They have a pit inside of them. You open them up. The easiest way, I think, is from the top. You just grab the top, just like this. Get a little close up here. Grab the top. You see there's like a cap. Take that cap off. Then you take your index finger and put it right at the top and then pull it away in two halves. If it works right, it'll go in two halves. Now you want to check your dates. Sometimes there'll be some weird mold growing in them. I eat a case of dates like every other day. So I go through a lot of dates, so I see a lot of dates. But just to be careful, you always want to make sure that you are checking the inside. Now, dates are, I want to say, they do come from a palm tree, but I don't think, let's see, this pit, you could plant it to turn into a palm, maybe. I've never grown it from the pit, but essentially we're going to be making some little treats. These have come in like kind of clutch for me because I just eat so much. I eat so much, and there's really not a lot of there's not a lot of sweet options out there. And I have a high, I don't know, high metabolism, very, very trim, even with eating a lot. And a big part of that, a big reason for that is the food that I'm eating. Dates have a lot of fiber. That's what I like about them. They are packed full of sugar. It's basically all sugar, um, but it's natural sugar, and I think you need it. So you just take all these pits out, get the caps off. Easy work. When I'm at work, I like to pack, I don't know, like six to a dozen of these. Sometimes people will be low on their sugar, and I'll just, hey, you want a date? What's a date? And I'll give it to them, and you can just see on their face they're so they're, they are very surprised because it doesn't look anything like it tastes. And they're kind of puzzled because they've never tasted anything quite like it. But if you know dates, then you know dates are amazing. Can be on the kind of sweet side. The Noir dates are a little bit tougher if you are looking to make like um, I don't know. Some people prefer Noir dates over Medjool dates when it comes to making things like this, like little snacks, just because they're a little bit more firm. These are very gooey, but that's the part that I enjoy is the texture of these. The texture is really gooey and sticky. As you can see, it's stuck all over my fingers. But once you get the hang of it, it's kind of like taking the pit out of a cherry. It goes by pretty fast. Or pistachios, taking the shells off. And I just spread them out kind of like little wings. And this recipe I've called the turtle moth, because you know how you have like the turtle, the pecan turtle candies. I don't know. I think they're caramel and pecan. But dates have a sweet caramel type flavored, if you ask me. I don't really know how else to describe it except for like a caramel, a sugary caramel. So we've got all these dates now, pitted, and they do sell the pitted dates, but the caps normally are still on those, and sometimes you can get a pack of pitted dates and think you're, sweet, chomping through the dates, and all of a sudden you'll chomp down on a pit. So I figure it's just best to get the ones with the pits. They're $1 cheaper most times, and I can just take the pits out. And there you go. If I ever figure out how to plant these, I will have tons of pits. So we've got all these dates now. They are all spread out kind of like little wings. And like I was saying, very sweet. Take out the pit, very chewy, sometimes kind of like jelly. I even will take dates. I'll take like 4 or 5 dates. This is how sick I am. And I will spread them out on a piece of spelt toast. And then I'll put some walnuts, crush the walnuts down on it, and then take some date syrup and then squeeze that over top of it and place another piece of spelt bread. And I'll eat that like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. Dates and I have a thing. So all of the dates now have been pitted and they are sitting here pretty spread out. And what we'll do is we grab a piece of parchment paper. My hands are so sticky. You grab some parchment paper. And we can place these out in a nice order. All down the way. This just makes it easier when it comes down to putting the little candies or treats together. Bam. Rinsing my hands. Okay. Now, what I enjoy, most of the time I will have almond butter, and I get it. Like I said, I do my best to be on like the alkaline thing. Some people say the alkaline thing isn't actually a thing. However, I've felt the best that I've ever felt while eating this way. Now, that in mind. There are some things that taste better than others that are not alkaline, obviously. We are aware. And one of those things, to me, I have a preference on almond butter and peanut butter, and my preference is peanut butter over almond butter. However, it is not as nutritionally beneficial for you. That being said, we're using peanut butter. And another thing, they charge far too much for almond butter. Organic almond butter is normally like $11. And I go through, like I'm telling you, I probably make this, I don't know. I'll go through a couple cases of dates a week. And so walnuts, almond butter, dates stay in rotation. Peanut butter. So we've got our dates. We've got some walnuts. And we've got peanut butter and some hemp seeds, along with date syrup. And that's what we're going to use on this recipe here. So we take a date. Well, this is the way I really like to do this. I will throw a little bit of peanut butter in each one of these. We got to come up with a better name than turtle malts. A little bit of peanut butter in all of these. Now, I lived in Ohio for a long time, and in Ohio you have the Buckeyes, and I'm not a chocolate fan. You can judge me all you want. Chocolate tastes very bitter to me. And if anybody has the same issue with chocolate, hit me in the comments, because I don't know very many people that don't like chocolate. And everybody goes, oh my gosh, how can you not like chocolate? But it just tastes so bitter to me, and I'll get a headache if I eat it. I'm not sure why. There was one time when I was really, really ill, and I had a piece of chocolate somehow, and it was so sweet, and I had never tasted chocolate that sweet. So maybe everybody who likes chocolate is sick. Either way, I don't judge. Don't judge me. Well, you can. It doesn't matter. I don't mind. It's just something about me. I don't like chocolate. However, I love sweets. Sometimes I can deal with, all right, this is going to sound weird, but fudge somehow, I've had it before and it doesn't bother me like chocolate does. Now, back to what we're doing here. We've got the peanut butter in the wings. We're going to this is simple. This is super easy, super simple. You can do this with your children. You can do this in a hurry, which is my thing. If you need something quick and you're low on sugar and you don't want to mess up the whole kitchen making something, you don't have a lot of prep time, there's no prep time for this. You can literally grab 3 dates, grab a date, throw some peanut butter in it, throw a walnut in it, put whatever you want in it. But this is the method. This is how it works. And one after another, I will put these walnuts. Hopefully we have enough walnuts to put in all of these. Some of these got a little extra. Have to spread it out. Spread the love. I don't know where that came from. Either way, we're getting it. There we go. Everybody's got a little walnut. Yep. Not a lot, but walnuts, if you're, I don't know, if you're looking for walnuts, get bulk walnuts. Most of the time, that's how you'll have the best price. Whoa. Because walnuts are expensive if you buy organic walnuts. Now, walnuts are in. We're going to take some of this date syrup and just do a quick, try not to waste it. We just drizzle, just a little drizzle. Some are a little heavy, but it's dates. And so you get that like chocolate look without chocolate. And I feel like I'm in the club with date syrup. However, it is not chocolate. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? Wow. Okay. The date syrup is on. And then we take some of these hemp hearts. And I like to just add some of these hemp hearts for a little bit of added nutrients. Yeah. Hemp hearts aren't like, you can toast them. The best thing would be to toast these hemp hearts in the pan with a little bit of coconut oil and some salt. And then you put them on there. And lastly is salt. We like to use some of this Premier Research Labs Premier Pink Salt. This pink salt is amazing. It's my favorite. Ever since I started using it, I haven't stopped. It's on Amazon. Here's the bottle. Premier Research Labs. This is not anyway sponsored by them at all. And I would love to be sponsored by them. Premier, if you ever see this, I use your salt on everything. It was given to me in a med spa one time with some hot water and honey. And ever since then, I've been using it for electrolytes, replenishing after workouts, salting my food, just anything. I've given them away as gifts. They make great gifts because people have never had salt like that. There's a big difference. It's not just like regular pink salt. Like I've got the Himalayan cheap pink salt, but that there is much different. And this is it. That is it, folks. If you want to see check it out. I don't know what kind of view you got, but here we go. Amazing. It's got everything. See you next time.